We are
Hi.
live. Everyone, this is Carrie Steller. I am back. It's been a very long time since I've done any live work. Lots of stuff going on. Life happens. It's been, I don't know, 2 months since I've done a live by myself, or even, with one of my friends, besides doing Manimal Zone with my coach, who I absolutely love. But I am back. And I am here with my homie, my girl Kay. How are you, gorgeous?
I'm good.
Alien, what are we calling you? The fight name, Alien.
My husband hates it. I was
Oh,
like, Kaylin, the alien S truth. He's like, no.
my
He's like,
husband
no, that
hates
sounds
it.
stupid.
You know
We'll
what? At
figure it
least
out.
I gotta say, at least he has the balls to tell you that.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And you need
Yeah,
that.
I
Like,
can
you
count
need
on him to
somebody
tell me
that's
the
gonna
truth.
be like, no.
Right.
Absolutely not. And my friend Brian says, "Welcome back, Seller." Hey, Brian, thanks for watching. Super excited. Yeah, Kate is an atom weight professional fighter. She
Amateur.
is also a what?
I'm an amateur.
Oh, well, that you
Yep.
should be pro. There's like no
One
more
day.
amateurs left anyway in that respect. Like, at least in New York, there's no more Annie MMA. So people are
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I feel like coaches are going to have to judge whether their fighters are ready, simply ready to go pro or not, or throw them into some like kickboxing, lion fight, whatever before. You know what
Right.
I mean? Nothing's going to get you ready for an MMA fight besides an MMA fight. And
That's true.
the only shows that, like, well, no, they're like Titan FC does like pro-ams. There's some, but it's
You
pretty
got to go
dead.
out of state.
It's
We
pretty
were just
dead
in
here.
Georgia. Hmm?
Yeah, COVID, not just COVID. COVID like hit the amateur scene here pretty hard. It like really killed New York MMA.
Yeah, we have no MMA in Michigan.
Terrible,
Yeah,
terrible.
we were thinking about having like smoker fights in gyms just so that people could get practice.
Honestly, I said that last year. I'm like, yo, we should film it too and do it where, like, get a ref. Most
Yeah,
gyms have liability anyway, so do it loosely regulated.
right.
If the gym
It's
has a
just
cage,
hard sparring
yeah,
live.
yes, yes, or an
Yep,
exhibition,
yep,
whatever you want to call it. It's not a fight technically.
right.
And everybody wins. Everybody gets to be happy, watch fights, get involved in fights. I don't know. I see nothing wrong with it. I'm just excited to finally be able to have. I don't know if they're having audiences, but I'm pretty sure the press will be allowed in the building for Professional Fighters League, which started up a couple weeks ago, and I didn't know. I was trying to get in touch with them, and they were trying to get in touch with me because,
Oh, cool.
yeah, it became like a little staple at their show last year and the year before, and like, it says on your press credential, like, you're not allowed to talk to fighters, you're not allowed to like go up to people, you shouldn't be taking pictures. It's like, it's just, I guess, like a etiquette, So I still, even though I'm all over the place, I try to be as reserved as I possibly can. But like, I think it was last New Year's Eve. No, it was the one before that, the championships. I was with Lindsay Van Zandt. She's a professional fighter for Invicta. And we were there, and all of a sudden, Dan Mergliotta points at me, and she goes, "I think Dan Mergliotta is looking at you." And I'm like, "Oh, hey." And I'm like, "What's up, Big Dan?" And he picks me up and twirls me around. And I look at James Wormley, one of the PR guys, and he's just like, he's like, "I love you." He's like, "I can't even say anything." He's like, "We can't get mad at you. You do whatever you want." It's great.
Right.
And I think this is the year of doing what you want and doing you. You've been, on this tear of spirituality, and I call it a tear because you're literally, like, it tears you apart
Yeah.
and puts you back together. And you've been on this journey for a long time.
Yeah. This would be my second spiritual awakening. I think
Yeah.
2012, I kind of like woke up and then I went back to sleep and then COVID happened. I went crazy and then here I am again.
It's so funny because I've watched your evolution. I mean, I follow, obviously, female MMA a little bit more than I do, the men, because of, it's like, guys have enough attention. We need it.
Yeah.
We
For more
really do.
interesting.
And we bring so much to the table. Not that guys don't, but we bring
Hmm.
something different to the table. So I've been following you for a really, really long time. I think when I found Alicia, I found you, Mitzi, and all the ladies over there, and your evolution. I mean, all of your evolution, like, even just not just like as fighters, spiritually. especially this year, watching you have been one of my like I like watching. I'm a people watcher, so I do it from afar. I'm also an investigative journalist, so this is like my job, right? So like I've been
Right.
watching you from afar, and I'm like, because we had our group chat and stuff. I've like literally been like, oh, your awakening this year has had me on the edge of my seat because I'm like watching you go through this roller coaster of emotions last year specifically, where you were like,
Oh, yeah.
you were happy, you were angry, you were like, fuck everyone, but I love you guys in the group chat.
It was crazy. Absolutely.
I feel like we were all there in a place, but it's so funny because I really watched you go like through, and I've been through them so many times, spiritual crises, just it not even spiritual, just like everything you were hoping and thought would happen all of a sudden comes crashing down on you, and
Yeah.
that was our precipice, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, it's a wild time. I didn't realize it, but I did some spring cleaning a couple months back, and I was looking through books that I had in high school. I had books on the Illuminati and the New World Order and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, holy crap, here we are.
I don't have COVID. Oh, Jesus. Coffee went down the wrong thing. That's so awesome because I feel like people that are into the stuff they're into now, like you, myself, I was really in my younger years into it. And then my spirituality got like squelched by different people, family members, guys I dated, whatever have you, even myself, how situations, whatever. But
Yeah.
things that I'm like into now is stuff that I was like really into when I was like in my late teens. And no, I've always been into like crazy spiritual stuff, but Illuminati stuff and stuff like that. I've been talking about that since 1997.
Hmm.
And here we are.
Yes. I've
Like,
been so suspicious of this world for
how
a
could you
long
not be?
time. Yeah. Definitely been a conspiracy theorist forever. I grew up with astrology books all over my house. I've always been into astrology, and my mom was always kind of like a witchy person. And
My whole family.
so,
My family brought me up. I have like stacks of different cards. Obviously the supper behind me, uh, done by Salvatore Dali, is actually one of the best depictions ever. God is overlooking everybody. It's such a really great. If you look it up, it's an amazing, amazing picture painting. Um, I have a mystic board from World War II. And I've had my
wow,
friends go, well, is that a mystic board or is that a Ouija board? And I'm like, oh, look at it. Does it say Ouija anywhere on there? No.
interesting. Yeah.
I was brought up on not allowed to have them. I wasn't allowed to bring them in the house and nothing. So I said to my stepmom the other day, would you let me bring my mystic board in? It's completely different. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, it was a high priestess who was my friend's mom. And she blessed it for me. So I took it. I was like, you know what? I'll take something like that from somebody that's a very good person.
Hmm. I think it's funny because there's so much taboo to it, and people don't realize. I feel like they slap taboo on it so that you don't look into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you just have to stay in a positive place and know how to protect yourself. You know,
It's
that's it.
You know what I mean? It's so easy. Like
Hmm.
people get so turned off by um I don't even know how to use like okay, so I hear a lot of people using the word occult lately and everybody's saying like the word occult is not what it's really meant. It's not. And people take it as a very negative term. People take, there's so many things. The pentagram, that was not an evil symbol until they turned it into one. From what I understand, even the swastika, if you turn it a certain way, is a Buddhist sign. So,
Yeah.
symbol. So everything you can take, and I mean, who knows what things that we're looking at or have looked at in the past as like something that's supposed to be really really great, and hidden behind it is a message of like the exact opposite of what you're looking at. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that what as above, so below actually means? Is that it's good and
420%.
everything has good and bad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
420%. And it's crazy because like I always said that to people that are like, oh yeah, they get mad at God for diseases and sicknesses and people, like hurt, whatever. I hear so many people that get mad and the first thing they do is blame God, right?
Mm-hmm.
No other person, not the person that did it. It's always God's fault. And I turned around and that we lost a viewer immediately. That's so funny. It's so funny. That's like the second I start talking about something like that, people go away. And I'm like, yo, wow, that's where you're at.
Triggered. Yeah.
So funny. So, but they don't take into consideration, could it be an equally dark and evil force? Not benevolent, not God,
Mm-hmm.
the devil.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a mystery. I go back and forth on what actually is going on.
Well, I
But
mean, look at it. Like Bill Gates is we're gonna get pulled down. Um, and these people to me aren't very good. They're not good people. They're, you know what I mean? I could see evil in people and I could see really good in people. And it was funny. This guy Phil Good, who's on YouTube, had made a video about that, saying like when you're ascending or are like in the process or whatever, you will start to be able to recognize those people that have and are, and the people that aren't and refuse to. You'll start to
mm,
discern who they are very easily.
yeah,
It's
I actually got the
wild.
goosebumps you saying that. It's so funny because when I was political K, I could talk to anybody about anything and they would talk back to me and we would be on the same boat all the time, and then I turned into spiritual K and I would say like, hey guys, I started meditating and I would get radio silence. Nothing.
How
I went to my
funny
friend
is that?
It's crazy. I went to my friend that's a medium and she said, you are like in a different world now. And she said, I think that you put like a shield up too. So it's almost like when I talk about things and people can't receive it yet, it's like it just bounces right back off of them. And like,
Yeah.
but I'm not even being political. I just said I meditate.
I felt like it's so funny because my sister was like, Carrie, she's like, listen, she's like, not everybody is going to be into and or get what you do, right? She's like, you can't get so upset. And I'm like, well, I mean, like, I don't get offended that people aren't in what I'm into, but I get offended that people don't, like, will just look past so superficially, look past the fact that I'm out here, putting my neck on the line, exposing what I'm exposing. And yeah, it's a little dark and it's a little, depressing, but somebody has to do it. And last year, I feel like we all did that. And now this year, I feel like it's our job, like what you're doing. And my job now is to take the way that I was doing it and now, like, look, it's getting out there that there's like that's all out there. Everything that we were talking about last year is like severely out there. Now I can show people, but come from a kinder place instead of just like like
Yeah.
we were like red pilling no chaser, like you know
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you can't wake sleepwalkers. That's just
no,
kind of,
it's
yeah,
not your
you
job.
can't. And now, especially when you talk spiritual, you either get like, people kind of laugh at it because it's woo woo,
We literally
or
lost a viewer because of that.
yeah, yeah, they're talking about woo woo stuff. Let's get off.
Yeah. But if we put
Yeah,
this on TikTok and I start splitting it up, which I'm going to, into like segments later on, we're gonna get views like crazy.
yep.
None of it made sense. People, but you know what? That's you can tell where their spiritual growth, psyche, and or lack thereof is. And some people maybe like we lost them because they just had to go, but I doubt that. It was very funny that it happened right when I started talking about it, right when we brought that up. It was like, boom. And you
Yep.
know what? Look at look at what's going on. People being canceled all over the place. I was so insulted. I'm glad you're on Telegram. I'm going to help you make a channel and all that business. And while we're talking about that, guys, if there's anybody watching, which you might be, and I honestly, the platform we're on could have shut the view count down just to make us think that there's nobody out there. So that could very well be what's going on. That happens all the time. So, guys, marketing is a huge part of what you do. Numbers are big. I tell people it's not, I don't care about who, I don't care about how many. What I care about is what I get from that, how many, and it's not money like you said.
Hmm.
I don't want money out of this. I want to be able to take my platform and do something with it, right? So what I'm getting out of it is being able to reach people.
Yeah. I
So
just want to
I
resonate.
want to
Yeah.
see that reach and those followers because I want to be able to reach those people.
Right. Right. At this point, I just want to resonate with people that get me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you know what? Who knew that you would find like your home in TikTok? And you know what? You're gonna love Telegram. It's a there's a great amount of people that are gonna resonate with this specifically when I put it up and ask two people to share it to people that are very into this stuff. I guarantee you it's gonna get it. I'm not gonna throw a number out there and then like jinx it, but it's gonna get movement because on that platform is our kind of people,
Yep.
happy people, people that want to, and I'm not trying to be mean. It's not me trying to be a dick, but it like is what it is. You know, when I got kicked off and left certain things, there was a reason. And I was happy after. I'm like, you know what? I don't see people's miserable shit anymore. I'm happy.
I know. I can't even stand like Facebook. I was off of Facebook ever since they removed Trump's Facebook. I'm like, well, the censorship's out of control. I'm just going to get off of here, or else I know that it's going to be me next, you know?
So you did.
So then
That's what broke you too.
I removed the app. That way I wouldn't look at it anymore. And then I ended up putting the app back on and started thinking about fighting again. So I'm like, maybe I'll, put
Yeah.
Facebook back up so that I can tell people when I'm fighting, but I just can't even like scrolling through Facebook and just seeing what people are doing all day long. I'm like, this is boring and I don't need to know that.
No.
Like I need my friends, I need to know on a personal level. I need to be
Yeah.
able to call them. I need to know what's going on in their life, not in a stalker way,
Yeah. No,
you
it's
know?
true. And you want to know the good stuff because like from what I'm understanding, it's not a very happy place over there. So for
Mm-mm.
me, I'd rather be around people that are at least like on the same or similar wavelength where the vibration isn't so low.
Right?
I don't need that. I've had it, you know what I mean? Like I've had enough of that. And again, I don't mean to get on people. And that's even for your fight career, for my journalism career in fighting, for what I want to do now outside of that and work with people that are patriotic and all that stuff. So like that's the whole world that like it's like mixing a million worlds that are just like literally converging into one right now. And I see nothing but like really great success coming out of that. I always have. There's power in numbers. I always believe that, like, alone you could do very little. Like Keller says, it's so long you could do so little. Together we could do so much, and it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
That's what network marketing is. So, like you had said, sharing each other's stuff and sharing other people's stuff on TikTok is a good way to get views. Well, it is.
Oh, duetting and stitching.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know what that is. You're gonna have to teach people do a FaceTime
I'll
later
teach
on. But
you.
yo, I did I put up a couple videos and like two from the other day got like over 300 views, which like did like yo, I would try that on freaking Instagram and I was like shadow banned so hard that I would get like
Hmm.
10 views on everything. And I'm like, what the crap? And even on Snapchat, mine's like sometimes
Yeah,
I get a few, like the at most on Snapchat, I get 40 views. On TikTok, I'm already getting hundreds. On
absolutely.
Telegram, I have like a couple of my things have 20,000. I have a video that has 30,000 views on it and climbing.
Wow. Yeah, I was surprised when I had my one that has like 26,000 views,
Yeah.
and then I had like I've got over 100,000, well, sorry, 26,000 likes, and then over 100,000 views on it.
Wait till I get you on Telegram. You're gonna be like, holy shit, it's a whole nother world. And it's an untapped world because so when I messaged PFL, segue into that, PFL MMA, when I had spoken to Tawny over there, I didn't even know her. And she was like, it's really funny because they were, the head of the PR was asking if you had contacted us yet and your email was not coming up valid, which is really weird because that's like never happened. My email's never been invalid. It's always been the same thing. So I'm like, all right, are you kidding me? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, no, I really, really would like to, get back into like being in public, being around fights, being around people. And what's really funny is like that MMA, they allow you to be who you are and you don't get um the only person that I ever saw get shit for it was Pat Miletich, and maybe it was because he was at the Capitol, and he but didn't go outside, and he didn't go inside. He was outside, but like my picture's been aired all over the freaking place, and Bill Maher aired it. Samantha Bee aired a video of me. They don't know who I am. Now that's the funny part. They don't know that I'm a journalist, and I'm waiting.
Yeah,
I
that's
am just
cool.
biding my time because eventually I'm going to be able to say, y'all fucked up. I want to go on Bill Maher's show and be like, how's your red shoes? Right? You want to talk shit about
Right,
me? You
right.
want to say I'm a crazy person? Let's go.
Does he have red shoes?
Yes, he does.
Oh my God.
And oh, as a matter of fact, let's start out with Jimmy Kimmel. I think it's really great to go and talk about him. He has not picked on me, and he hasn't came for me. However, he came for my community, and now, as such, I'm coming for Jimmy Kimmel. And I wrote a whole thing about it on Telegram the other day, and wait till I get on TikTok later about that because I took great offense to how he treated Mike Lindell on his show the other night. I watched it, and I think I turned it off like 3/4 of the way through because it was like finally like I was like, I want to I'm angry. I was really mad. I was like, I got to turn this off immediately. He like assassinated his character and went after him for being a former crack addict and not like acknowledging the fact that Mike Lindell's the American fucking dream.
Mm-hmm.
He was a crack addict and now he's like a bajillionaire and he's going to the Supreme Court with his own money. Like, really? We're going to sit there and talk shit about that guy? We're gonna hate on somebody that's changed their entire life, and
Yeah.
not only changed it, they've done great things with it. This man does so much. It's insane. So I was so offended that like the things that Jimmy Kimmel said to him like could potentially set an addict, a recovering addict, backwards. I mean, he really went hard at him. I was like,
Mm.
oh, so that's why you had him on his show, just to be able to like talk shit and pick on him and make him look like a crazy person. Mike Lindell didn't even you know how he's like really like so excited and I love him. He's so funny. He gets so excited, like the shit he says, like, wow, like
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
what? The Pillow
Is that a
King?
UFC fighter? Huh?
No, he's the Pillow King. He's
Oh my God. Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah.
the dude absolute truth. He's got Frank Speech.
Okay, that
Okay,
makes
you got
sense.
to get on Telegram, girl, because everything that he does, I like put on there. I love him, and he's so funny, and he's so like he's got this huge personality. And Jimmy Kimmel had him on to talk about like the Frank Speech, his new platform, and to talk about, I guess, like the fraud. I can't the EF. I can't say that out loud. That'll get like taken down.
Oh.
So ridiculous. So he had him on under the guise of that, and then literally went, "We're gonna talk shit about you being a former crack addict and that you literally have no brain because of it." Literally insinuated that the guy is crazy because of that. Well, I'm sorry. I was a drunk who did more cocaine for my little body that I could even like. Don't even know why I did and could. I did a lot of stuff. My brain
Well, the
is
past
far
is the
from fucking
past.
fried. Yeah.
Yeah, and we know what kind of habits those people have too.
You're gonna talk shit, Jimmy Kimmel? I think didn't he get accused by a 13-year-old girl?
Yeah, I
You're
know,
a
right?
kid fucker, Jimmy Kimmel. You're a piece of shit. And
It's
actually,
crazy.
I emailed ABC. I've emailed all these pieces of shit. Like, you want to talk shit about me? You want to air my picture and call me crazy? Prove me wrong. Put me on your show and prove me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah, it's
manifesting
crazy.
that. Oh, I'm
It's just crazy.
manifesting it.
It's crazy that they just have like TV is like their platform and they get to say whatever they want on it. And we've been shown this year that they can get away with everything, you know?
Anything and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
Yeah,
supposed to
I
just
almost
sit
feel like
back
all
and be
that stuff
okay
was,
with it.
huh?
We're supposed to sit back and just go, okay.
I know. I know. The whole, to me, the whole theater was showing you what they did, getting you all riled up, and then showing you that there was not crap you could do about it.
It's true.
Hmm.
Unfortunately for them, though, it's looking like we can't do crap about it. But something I gotta show. You saw what's going on with Arizona, right?
Kind of.
All
I've
right,
heard
I'm gonna
about it.
send you. That's why I gotta get
I
you on
unplugged.
Telegram. I'm gonna add you to my channel because I put up everything that's going on. And let me tell you something. There is so much going on. YouTube could take me down if they want to at this point. I don't even care. Because I'm building my platform elsewhere. But the stuff that's going on, the world is gonna be really shocked. And we were absolutely right from the beginning. It just didn't happen in the timeline that we had all thought it was going to.
Hmm.
It's going to.
It's interesting. I can't wait to see what happens. I kind of unplugged from all of it because that was the stuff that was driving me
I know.
crazy.
I know, but
Yeah,
wait for it.
so
Wait,
yeah,
and
I'm like,
be
I'll just
happy.
go.
See, I'm half plugged in the way that like I'm anything that's actually happening is what I'm into right now. And the funny thing is because what we were all talking about last year to me is more solidified now more than ever because it just wasn't at all when we thought, but it's all like we're going to talk off of here because the letter and number that we're not allowed to say, everything that's going on is in there. It's crazy. I'm like, yo, we were all so wrong. We were all so wrong. Like they said, what if he became president? It was one of the posts. What if he becomes president? What does everybody like? What's the precipice? There was so many little things that like I didn't really until now. Now it's all resonating with me, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I'm buckled in because ours last year was that happened, and the whole thing with the kids, right? That was like a breaking point for me.
Hmm.
But we already all like,
I knew about that back in 2012.
but now we're all like,
Now it's
not that we
everybody.
got complacent, but we knew about it. This
Well,
was like,
the funny thing is when I remember looking at this website back in 2012. I was like 22 years old and reading about them and what they do and thinking to myself, well, I can't like I can see how this happens, but I can't tell anybody that. They would think I was crazy. And like, fast forward till now, if
I
you
know.
told, yeah, if you told people that that stuff happens, they're like, well, everybody knew that.
Well,
you know?
Jim Caviezel is coming out with a movie, or it's actually out. I'll send it to you. I'm gonna watch it maybe tonight. Called Sound of Freedom, and it is based on the true story of Tim Ballard. And Tim Ballard is the man that he started Operation Underground Railroad, where they go into and they set it live on Jim Caviezel, like said it was at that Health and Freedom conference, which that clip has been aired everywhere. And he said Tim Ballard rescues kids from all over from DUMS.
Mm.
We were talking about those last year, weren't we? Everybody thought we were
Hmm.
crazy. Those don't exist. There's no such thing. And Tim Ballard did a video because he was supposed to be there and he couldn't be there because he was overseas rescuing kids. They spoke about the A word that we're not allowed to say in length,
The A word.
the stuff they love to drink.
Yeah.
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 Oh, they spoke about everything. And like,
There,
Jim,
did you see the website where they're like normalizing, or it was like
yes,
it was an article?
yes.
Yeah.
And Jim Caviezel is exposing it now. And he was in The Passion of the Christ and a whole other movies. So
Okay.
he's a known actor. And he said literally he looks at the camera, he's like, unfortunately, this may never see the theaters because they're all involved.
Mm.
I
What's
was
the
like,
movie called?
Sound of Freedom. I was like, yo, Jim Caviezel just went there. He went full
Wow. Where can you find it?
on. I'll send it to you. I have it.
Okay.
I have it. It's
Interesting.
unfortunately again it won't see the theaters, but I think everybody should sit down, any non people that aren't awakened, and
Hmm.
make them watch it because it's based on a true story. So it's not like you're watching something fake. You know what I mean? You're watching something real. YouTube could take this down and get all mad they want to. Um, and that's why Telegram hasn't taken it down.
Hmm.
I've put it on Snapchat. They haven't taken it down. I put up Jim Caviezel talking about it, and it was like,
Hmm.
he looks at the camera and he's like, and these people that do this, because he said, he's like, you don't have to see it. He's like, the screams alone. He's like, that's all. He's like, you don't need to see it. He said, but these people that do this, he's like, there will be no mercy for them. And you could hear the people at the conference just freak out and start cheering. That confirmed so many things for me that, like, so many things. I
Yeah.
was just like, it's going to happen this year. Because that's the
Yeah.
Great Awakening. If humanity can't unite against around children and against crimes against humanity, if that isn't the thing that does it, crimes against children, then we're fucked. Because 9/11 didn't do anything for us. I don't care what anybody says.
I know.
Did nothing for us. We were all like one people for 5.5 seconds, and then we like weren't.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, that came and
I
gone
think,
pretty fast. That came and went
yeah.
pretty fast.
At this point, I feel like most people know that that's an inside job. I mean, I've run across a couple people that don't,
Oh yeah, there's a few
that
that don't.
deny
And
it.
I'm like, how do you not? Like, how do you look at? How do you even older people that like were alive and like older? I'm like, how do you not remember it?
Mhm. I know. Building 7 alone.
I couldn't. Oh yeah. Oh, that. You know what I love? That Baron wears the Building 7 didn't blow itself up. You know he wears that T-shirt, right?
Baron wears it.
Baron wears a T-shirt that says Building 7 didn't blow itself up.
I didn't know that.
Dead
That's cool.
serious. A big
That's
seven.
cool.
It's a
It's
big
like
seven,
Epstein didn't
but it
kill
says it.
himself.
It says it's small enough that you could see it when you zoom in, but the seven's huge.
Yeah.
Oh no, it says
Okay.
7 didn't blow itself up.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he booked that kid's there's so much that like I can't wait for Frank's speech to come out because we could actually go on and talk about this stuff and not like at all be worried about being taken down.
Right.
You
Did you
know?
you know about, I'm sure you do, Baron Trump's Marvelous Adventures or
Yeah,
something
of
like that?
course. Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Yo, that book all of a sudden comes out of nowhere a year and a half ago. Let's just throw
Ah,
that out there.
yeah.
If there was a book written about me and my family back in the 1800s, the late 1800s, I would know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that we
Interesting.
all just found out about this book out of nowhere? That to me like confirms time travel and stuff like that. Like there's stuff that's been confirmed to me this year through all of that, and I always thought about that stuff, but that book alone, people should really be looking at that and going,
Mm-hmm. So you know that TikToker I told you to follow?
yeah.
Which her, for anybody that's listening, Cat and Boots 138 on TikTok, she's amazing. She has a whole series on how the key to saving the world is past life regression healing.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Because if you go back and you heal your past traumas from your other lives, it changes the future that we live in today. I got the chills just saying it. So she kind of goes on to explain that when you have like a miracle happen in your life, like now, like say, I don't know, you win the lottery or you have some kind of urge to do something and for some reason it
It could
like
be anything that you don't realize until like you realize. And I had that happen.
anything.
We spoke about.
Yeah. She says that that's future you giving
Yeah.
yourself a miracle to
Yeah.
like to go to get through life or whenever somebody has a moment where they're about to do something really bad and they just kind of stop and they're like, no, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
That's future you coming back into
Yeah.
to fix it. It sounds crazy. And her
No,
TikTok
it
at
doesn't.
first not to me.
Not to
Her
me
TikTok at
either.
first is like she like I was definitely kind of like I believed her, but I was a little skeptical because I was like, well, she's so um she literally she's hard to explain. She just gives you things to say, like, Spirit, if it's in my highest good, can you please, like, her things will give you the tingles, like, remove whatever it is that's siphoning my energy. I could feel something off my right shoulder,
Yeah.
like she's so undecorated. She doesn't
I
get
love it.
sage out. She doesn't use crystals. She doesn't do anything like that. She just literally is a healer. Like, that's
I
just
love it.
it. She's awesome.
Well, we all have healing like abilities and different properties and stuff that we, the world tells you you can't do. I mean,
Mm.
again, this is like stuff that like, it's so funny when people call it new school. I'm like, really? Go read the Old Testament.
Oh,
Like, it
new
ain't so
age
fucking
stuff.
new. It ain't
Yeah,
so fucking new, bitches. I'm like, as soon as I
we
said that, bye bye, viewer. You don't want to hear about this? Sorry. How funny is that?
yeah, that's crazy. We're more than we've been told. We are absolutely more than we've been told.
I'd rather learn about that. Like the people that drop off, like,
Yeah,
that makes me sad for them more so than anything. That's like that's where you draw your line is the Old Testament, really. Because
yeah,
I was about to bring it back to like mystical stuff, and that's actually what proves that new school, new thought is actually old school and old thought. It's
it
all
is.
magic, whatever you want to call magic. It's all, like manifesting and like affirmations are chanting prayers. You like use so many different,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, I listened to a podcast the other day, actually was talking about how rap comes from like a shamanic background, smoking
yeah,
pot and rapping and chanting, which I wouldn't say some of the stuff that's mainstream is good.
no, yeah,
Not at all. So they're literally, like doing like an old practice and then chanting at you this really
yeah.
degrading shit.
Well, yeah, but look at the rituals everything that's going on right now. Everything. I'm like, yo, I'm
Hmm.
sorry. This might they might kick us off with this, but when Nancy looked up at the air and thanked George Floyd for his sacrifice, I nearly fell on the fucking floor.
I saw that.
But the fact that she said that and had the balls to say that on camera with a
Yeah.
bunch of people of that race standing behind her, nodding their heads.
Yeah.
Like, are you
It's all
fucking kidding me? And
it's all
people
hidden in plain sight. They
really
literally
had a
tell you.
problem with that. I had such a problem like that. I can't believe that bitch just. I was like,
Hmm. Oh, I listened to something about how all the I almost don't even want to talk about it because I
I
know
know, I know.
I'm just gonna stop. I'll text you about it
Table
later.
that for later. Table
Yeah.
that for later. But it's so funny because, like, think about that. That's some ballsy ass shit. That was like, again, when Jimmy Kimmel looks
Mhm.
at Mike Lindell and says, you have a lot of things in common with Hunter Biden. Because Jimmy Kimmel used to, because Mike Lindell used to smoke crack. And if I was him, I would have said, yeah, apparently you do. You like 13-year-old girls, Jimmy Kimmel. Like, he is so lucky that Mike Lindell held back and they might have given him, I'm going to be the first person to say it. Either they gave him a CBD or they gave him like the lowest dosage of clonopin you could ever give a person because that was Mike Lindell dialed down like 5,000,000%. Watch it. It's so funny. And then
I'll have
watch
to watch
him
it.
like on other things. He's like the most animated. Like, I'm
Mhm.
animated. He is animated and like everything's a production with him. Like, that guy is like a show in himself. And for him to hold back the way he did, I was like, oh, they medicated him a little bit.
I'm gonna have to look at his interview.
Yes,
Back to
Jimmy Kimmel
hiding
goes, I'm
things.
worried for you. I'm like, you're worried for the motherfucker, so you bring him on live national TV and try to like, like backdoor what you're gonna do. No,
Yeah. Mm-mm.
no,
Ah, that's
not into it.
crazy. We're we were watching the news because my dad is obsessed with it.
Yeah,
It was
it's a
just
problem.
playing. I hate it. Yeah, I hate it. If the news is playing and my dogs are out and nobody's home, I turn it off and I say sorry to my dogs.
It's
I'm like, I'm so sorry you have to listen
it's
to this.
true. It's
Hmm.
so depressing. And I tell people,
Absolutely.
like, my mom will be listening to it, and I'm like, Mom, she's like, I'm not watching it. I'm not really listening to it. I'm like, it's in the background, and you are.
Yeah, they don't realize that it's literally hypnosis. It's
See,
literally like
that
a
guy
freak.
really, ugh, people are so gross. Anyway, go on.
It's literally like a, are you okay? So
Yeah,
it's literally
I knew you saw that too.
I just saw that.
I'm like, you got some balls. Like,
Right.
um, I don't even
Um,
Arby, you got balls. Anyway, go on, girlfriend.
but they're literally playing stuff at a frequency and like at a
To anger us.
yeah, absolutely. And they bring up stuff like, things that don't really matter. Like, um, just to steal your loosh, like transgender bathrooms and stuff. I don't really care who comes into my bathroom. If you look like a girl, I'd rather be in my bathroom than the men's bathroom. But they do
I
that
have
so
my
people
issues with that.
freak out.
I have my issues with that because I've been assaulted by a 6'1" transgender man who actually happened to have been my cousin twice in my lifetime, and I don't want them in the bathroom with me. It might be offensive, and I really don't care what people think. I don't want them in the bathroom with me or my nieces. Being assaulted once, not twice, was enough.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
can take care of myself. I can handle myself. But unfortunately, when somebody's like jumping on top of you in a limo and you like, all I could do was up kick him, and that like didn't, you know, it did enough. I got out of the limo, but like that's my cousin. You know what I mean? So for me, I absolutely have a problem with it. And where are we going to draw the line? Like combat sports, you can't have a man fighting a woman. I mean, till
No, yeah.
puberty, it's not a problem. Puberty, it becomes a problem. And you can paint rust any other color, but it's still rust. And I say that with love because, again, like I have a family member that is. So I can say, like, okay, you want to be that, go right ahead. Live and let live. Don't do it to children. Don't put that on kids. Let adults do what they want to do. But at the end of
Hmm.
the day, when you make that decision, you're going to have consequences and repercussions for it. And that is such that you can't compete with girls. And, there's like things that we have to draw lines with. We have to. It's
Yeah.
domestic abuse. It's domestic violence. It's like, it is what it is.
Hmm.
And I'm a ballsy bitch. you know me, like I love people, but I don't want it in the bathroom with me after being assaulted once.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, it's just strange what they're doing to little kids, you know?
Again, that's the problem. It's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
That's
And again, I don't care. You want to date women, date women. You want to be a man, a date man. You want to dress. I actually think, personal opinion, the drag queen thing for me is a little bit more. Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry. Well, that's why I didn't get nasty with you, RB, because I kind of had a feeling you might be joking, and I didn't want to get rude with you. So, welcome to our show. But yeah, no, it's just, it really just is what it is, and most of them want their own bathroom. So, okay, use your own bathroom. I'm fine with
Hmm.
that. I really don't have a problem with them adopting as long as, like anybody else, they go through a psychological evaluation.
Hmm. Yeah. But also pushing sexual preferences on our kids is very interesting. Very,
My niece didn't know if her friend was her friend or if she liked girls because that's what they're pushing on the TV shows. And I said, well, do you see yourself with a boyfriend or a girlfriend? And she's like, well, I want to go to eventually with my boyfriend one day. I'm like, well, then there you go.
yeah.
You like boys. I said, they shouldn't be questioning that.
No, they're too young to even think about it.
She's 11.
Hmm.
Why is it so? Why is she even thinking about that at 11? And I said to my sister's like, well, she's like, we did. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. And my other niece is so funny because she's really not like boy crazy at all. She was, and she had boyfriends when she was like 11. So I think Violet's going to get over that phase. I fucking hope so. Like, I'm like, stay away from boys. They're not in trouble. So the other day, she's like, I don't need a man. I'm an independent woman. I'm like, you're 11.
Nice.
She's like, I'm like you, Aunt Carrie. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. You are. Like, you are like me. And it's just the world that we're living is insane. So now what, like, I know that you've been training because I know that SFS has been open, which is amazing. I think that
Hmm.
that's just, James is great. But like, what is it like now with the fights? Like, I mean, I guess they're pretty much predominantly only testing, really, I'm assuming, for COVID
Fighters and
and
corners. Yeah, we
PEDs.
don't. Michigan MMA is killed. We're probably, and I think she just came out with some new plan that
Shannon,
she's, huh?
who's
Our
Shannon?
governor.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Whitmer. She's coming up with some plan
Ugh.
about, this many people need to be vaccinated before we can get back to this and that and whatever. And
I don't
I
think
don't
they
think,
realize that like it's not going to happen. There's so many people that don't want to do it now, especially with
mhm.
all the stuff coming out. Like it's just not going to happen. This
Well,
is the
I was
Great
kind of,
Awakening because people are going to fight back and be like, "Fuck you."
yeah, I'm
They
like,
already
well,
are.
nothing's ever going to be enough for them either. I
No,
guess she's
but did
kind
you
of,
not notice like they're like every time well again you got to get on my Telegram all the time I'm seeing they're not, they're not having enough people to vaccinate.
mhm.
people aren't showing up. Well, yeah, no offense. After what we're seeing, all and YouTube fucking pull me down if you want. I'm on other platforms. I don't care. I did better on all of them than I have on this, and my growth exponentially. And I was on TikTok for a fucking 5.5 seconds, and I'm getting views on my shit. Like, what? Yeah, I'm over all this bullshit. But it's true. Like,
I can't stop playing with my hair. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. I was that way.
He said, "Tell we get it. She's a model."
Oh, oh, that's so cute. Kay
I
is
just keep,
awesome. Well,
I keep on
you know
looking at
what?
my
I
hair. I'm
do
like,
that
man, I wish
too.
I would have done something with it.
Well, this is why I usually just like make sure, like, okay, and then I'll like sometimes you'll see me go forward and I'm like making sure it's good. Like,
Yeah,
the girls, it's
I
really
can't help
true.
it.
I have 80 mirrors in my fucking house, literally. Kay, I have 8. My stepmom one day when I was a kid was like, Carrie, she's like, you don't need to look in every mirror, and I'm like, Janice, I need to know that I look good all the time.
Yep. You and I are both stylists. I can't.
That's another thing. We're stylists. We do hair. We have to make sure we look good. And my roots are like that on purpose. Because people are like, you're a hairstylist? I'm like, yeah, I'm also a makeup artist, but do you see any on me? I'm also 42, but do I have a lot of wrinkles? No, there's a reason.
Right.
Like, we wear minimal makeup. We don't need a lot. Actually, it's so funny. Like, some people will tell me to wear more, and I look at them like, it's usually a guy. I'm like, really, bitch? You're gonna fucking tell me to put a little more makeup on?
Oh,
First off,
wow.
we're gonna fight. You don't gotta put it on.
Yeah.
Secondly, I worked
And
in
there.
salons all my life and had to wear makeup all the time. So now that I don't have to, and that I haven't gone to a fight in a year and had to put, I haven't gone to an event in like a calendar year. So it's like literally since the last Bellator, they wanted me to go to Bellator. It was last February, and I told my editor at the time, I said, I kind of feel like hearing about you guys being locked down over there in the UK, that's probably going to end up coming our way really soon. And you want me to go into, the lion's den of death and filth in Manhattan? I'm like, nah. Sorry, bro.
Yeah. I was at the Arnold's when that all was going down, and we had all signed up for a jiu-jitsu tournament, and we all got emails right before it
Yeah.
where they canceled everything, but they
Yeah.
left the tournaments going because they didn't want people that had trained to miss out on that opportunity.
Which is
And
so
we had to sign all these waivers that weren't coughing or sneezing or
yeah.
yeah.
This was like literally they canceled the fight the next day.
Oh yeah, I had a fight scheduled in
I'm like, they canceled it the next
April.
day. It was like February or March.
Yeah, I had a fight in April of 2020, and I was watching people weigh in and have their fights canceled the next day. So I went and I got a bag of chocolate covered almonds, and I came home and I was eating them. And my husband's like, "You might still have a fight." I'm like, "No, it's gonna be canceled. Yeah. It's not happening."
It's true. Like you know what I mean? So it's,
yeah.
Like, thank God we had UFC back. That was awesome. Super excited about that.
With an audience.
Yes. And this platform cuts us off usually about 45 minutes. So I'm shocked we're still even going. What I want to do is one, give you the time to give all your social media platforms so that you can, get the following over there. So tell everybody where to follow you.
Okay. I'm on TikTok. I post a video almost every single day, and my handle is DN3LEAK. It's my Instagram handle backwards. So sometimes I put my TikTok videos on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is KAEL3ND.
Love it. Love it. And I also spoke to Mitzi earlier. She wants to do like a round table. Alicia said she's down. So you, Mitzi, myself, Alicia, and when I could get my friend Lauren on, we should all do that and pick a day that works for everybody. I think that would be really good. There isn't really anything like that out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we would have a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
I mean, and until then, until we can all like nail down a day and a time, we'll do another live next week because like people are gonna love this shit.
We should do a dowsing rod session.
I'm down.
Yeah, I had them with me today just in case we were gonna pull them all out. But yeah, Alicia and I like to play with the rods all the time. We were playing with the rods and asking them if Britney Spears is dead, and
Oh,
it's
I
crazy.
love it. You're so cute.
Yeah,
You know what we could also do? We could read each other's cards and stuff. I'm so into
absolutely.
that. Yeah, because
Hmm.
you could do it like via Zoom and FaceTime and stuff. People
Oh
are
yeah,
like, oh my god,
I read cards for politicians all the time because it helps me
I
get
love it.
better,
I love it.
and the things that they say will blow your mind.
I love it. I
Hmm.
love it. Girlfriend, I am so excited. I am so glad we did this. And it went so fast. So we definitely got to do another one. This was awesome.
Absolutely. Time to live.
And yeah, definitely. Again, so, follow Kay everywhere, guys. I'm going to be promoting her next fight whenever that is going to be coming. And until then, we'll be promoting everything else that we do: spirituality, helping people, life, conspiracies. We're gonna maybe do a fight. Oh, when you know what we should do? We should do a fight companion thing when Alicia has her title fight. What is it, next week?
May 21st.
We should do a live for that. Get it like
Hmm.
Mitzi, you, me. We'll get a couple girls on, and we'll like do like a fight companions. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. All right, let's
Yeah,
do it.
there's a lot to do. I'm really excited. 2021 is gonna be our bitch. Last year
Oh yeah,
wasn't so much. This is gonna be awesome.
absolutely.
You got to make it yours. Girlfriend, have a wonderful day. Guys, again, this is Carrie Stellar. You really can't follow me anywhere anymore because they kicked me off of life, but you can probably find me on TikTok. I think it's at Carrie the Stellar one. You can find me on Telegram on the Stellar one. I here again on YouTube for as long as they keep me on. And iTunes has not kicked me off yet.
Nice.
Yes. So, guys, I will see you soon. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a great weekend. Kay, we will talk later.
You too.
You're the best. I'll talk to you later, love.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye.